Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the letter. Okay.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, the person. I introduce to you Mr. Asiedu Nketia and Mr. Tukuno. They are here to present the nomination forms on behalf of the MPs. So, madam, Mr. Asiedu Nketia, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Keiko. As indicated, we are gathered here today, the 7th day of October, as part of our mandate to receive nominations for the presidential election slated for the 7th of December. At this juncture, let me introduce you the commissioners as well as the directors of the Electoral Commission. We are privileged to have with us the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jean Mensah. Is joined by deputies, Mr. Samuel Tete, deputy chairman in charge of operations, and Dr. Bosman Eric Asari, deputy chairman, corporate services. We also have with us here Dr. Sriwokwe, director, electoral services. Mr. Samuel Gwin, director, HR. Mr. John Gashon, deputy director in charge of finance. Mr. Opa, deputy director, electoral services. Mr. Pretete, deputy director, research, monitoring and evaluation. Mrs. Gladys Pinkra, deputy director in charge of the Greater Accra region. And my good self, I'm Sylvia, I'm your moderator for the day. Thank you. At this juncture, let me go straight to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jean Mensah, for her remarks. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mrs. Ano. Thank you, Mrs. Ano. And a good afternoon to Mr. Asiedu Nketia, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. Good afternoon to Mr. Tukuno, the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, fellow commissioners, directors, ladies and gentlemen, and our friends from the media. Indeed, this is the day that our Father God has made, and we rejoice and we are glad in it. We thank God for His mercies, which are new every morning, and His faithfulness.
As a commission, we declare that
as a commission,
in His faithfulness we have come thus far, and He will continue to lead us along the way. As a commission, we would have wished that the flag bearer of the end
by no less than 2 persons who are registered voters in the area of authority of each district assembly. The president is required to designate a person to serve as his or her vice presidential candidate. And furthermore, the presidential candidate is required to deliver the forms to the commission and the political party.
Ladies and gentlemen, as part of
the Commission's efforts to ensure a transparent,
credible,
fair,
yet
accountable process,
the Commission has
developed a detailed checklist
that embodies
the criteria to be satisfied by presidential candidates
as
prescribed by law.
The checklist
and template
will guide
the scoring and awarding of marks by teams
established by the Commission to scrutinize and review each of the nomination forms submitted.
Which have been tasked to review all forms submitted.
To ensure that
the technical team has been tasked to scrutinize the forms to ensure that presidential candidates meet the criteria and qualifications as set out by the law, namely that the presidential candidate is at least 40 years of age and that he or she has satisfied all tax obligations and that he or she has nominated a vice presidential candidate, among others. The second team, namely the IT team, has been charged with the responsibility of scrutinizing the voter ID cards of the presidential candidates and their supporters, so as to verify whether the candidates and their supporters are indeed registered voters.
Training and orientation.
Both teams have been provided adequate training
as prescribed by law. The guiding principle for both teams is clear. They are to operate within the confines of the law. They are not to exercise discretion in any matter. Above all, they've been tasked to be fair, executing their duties. We have no doubt as a commission that the process will be transparent, fair, and additionally, we are confident that the 5-day period provided for the filing process, as opposed to the 2 days previously provided for our nomination processes, will allow enough time for presidential candidates to correct any errors identified in their forms. We are confident that this will eliminate the tension and the rancor that characterized previous nomination processes. I welcome you all to the Electoral Commission of Ghana once again, and thank you for coming to present the nomination forms of your presidential candidate. As the returning officer of the 2020 presidential elections, I will now receive your forms. Thereafter, your forms will be subjected to vetting and scrutiny by our teams. I wish to assure you that our teams will go to work immediately on the forms, and we will contact you within the shortest possible time to inform you of decisions arrived at. We thank you very much for coming this afternoon, and may the good Lord bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. May the bells of peace ring throughout the 16 regions of our nation Ghana from this time on until the end of the election and beyond. Thank you very much. I think we will now receive the forms and other documentation from the NDC.
All of you are protected against most.
Yeah, Madam Chairperson, we have our introductory letter here. We have evidence of payment of the filing fees from Ghana Commercial Bank. It's attached there as an additional copy. And we have a postcard photograph of our presidential candidate and the incoming president. And then we have a tax clearance certificates, one for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, And then the other one for Professor Nana Jane Pokwajiman, running it. These are all federal copies of all the documentation, and the documents are in the forms are in quadruple page, and so we've numbered them. Number 1 is the master original copy, and then all the others. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asiedu Nketia, the
very
General
much,
Secretary of the
Mr.
NDC.
Asiedu Nketia.
The Commission will go to work immediately on scrutinizing and reviewing the forms and the attachments. And as indicated earlier, we will communicate the decisions of the Commission within the shortest possible time.